The other day, I got this email from someone who was asking about how to manage their environment right now and their mood when they are in quarantine and when they're in close proximity with loved ones, family members who they don't usually spend that much time with. So I wanted to share this because I feel like maybe a lot of you can relate to this as well. This change in environment, this change in circumstance, all the unknown, the fear, all this negativity that's going on, and how it might be keeping you in this place versus this place. So let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to another video. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. And I feel like this is such an important message on any day, but especially with what's going on right now, because there is so much negative energy surrounding the situation with all the unknowns and all the fear and the media and everything. And I'm not taking away from the situation by any means. We need to take it seriously and do what's best for each other, for the planet, and do this quarantine and create social distancing, right? But I want to help you make sure you're enjoying it as much as you possibly can be. And the way I see it right now is that you can either be looking at the glass half full or the glass half empty, especially when it comes to your environment and the people you're with. So this email I received, she was really struggling because she was back with her parents in their house. She said they've got some issues, some things they say really trigger her and caused her to have some anxiety attacks, to feel really out of control and unhappy. And I get it. I totally get it. And I think especially right now, we're not all of us, we're not used to maybe the environment where you're spending all this extra time with your loved ones or your family. You're used to having your different jobs or different things to go off to. So it might be a lot right now. But the most important thing I want to share about this is that it still comes down to your perspective, your energy, and your focus. So what you put your focus on grows. If you can find some of the positives, if you can find some appreciation for your current situation, for your family members, right? If you can focus on the gratitude and the love, you're going to notice more of that. That energy is actually going to expand and perpetuate more. But if you continue to focus on the negatives, if you continue to complain about things or judge other people, then that is going to expand. So you're always creating more of what you're focusing on. And a perfect example, and I have lots, but I used to do the same thing. So I get it. I used to see the negative in people more often, and I'd be focused on, oh, this really frustrated me that so-and-so did this. And the more I focused on it, the more negatives I saw in any situation. And a perfect example is say for me, I always had a pet peeve of people who ate really loudly, like with their mouth open, and just it always just kind of bothered me. Maybe you're like that too, but if you have something like that, that's a pet peeve, and say you're out for dinner and a friend starts eating like that, sometimes that's all you can hear. And it's just you don't even notice what's going on outside of in the conversation or with anyone else, because your brain is it's tuned in to that person's eating. And I used to sit there and I'd just be and I could feel my shoulders rising. I could feel my anger stirring inside of me. It was like a volcano. I'm ready to explode and be shut your mouth, and lose my composure. It's all bubbling. And the more you focus on it, the more you hear it, the more you send those signals and get more angry or upset, right? And it's not a good place to be in. Whereas had I been focusing on had I been telling my brain, there's such a lovely conversation right now. I'm so grateful for this conversation. I'm so grateful for this company. I love these people I'm sitting with. I would have been emanating love. I would have been feeling so much better. My shoulders would have relaxed. I would have then been teaching my brain to look for more of that, right? Because that's how our minds work. So say that your parents do a certain thing that always frustrates you. The more you focus on that, the more you're going to see it, and the more you're actually going to like perceive and imagine that it's happening more often. And this is where I felt this woman might have been stuck yesterday, because if she's so focused on how her dad makes comments that she really doesn't like, well, then you're going to just almost create that and manifest that and attract more of those comments that he's saying that she doesn't like. So we have these two options of how we're going to respond to our environment. And when we change our own response, we're able to show up with more composure in that environment, because we can't always change the environment. And this is not like if you're in a situation right now, because it's normal. All of a sudden you're spending a lot more time with certain people. You might notice yourself getting triggered or feeling like, oh my gosh, I just need some space, or that's fine. So go for a walk and practice social distancing, or separate and go into a different place of the house, read a book, do some journaling, whatever, watch something that makes you laugh and feel happy. Any of these things are good. You don't have to sit and spend all your time together, but it's about shifting what you can control and making the situation better. And I think one of the other things that I want to share is just the perspective in my own life that changed everything for me. And I hope this is not meant to be morbid by any means, but your situation right now is only temporary, and your loved ones are only temporary, and you are only temporary. So how can you make the most of every single situation, because you don't know when it's your last or when it's someone else's last. And this is where I think the Western world, we're really detached from the realities of life and the fact that we could be gone tomorrow, or our parents could be gone tomorrow. We can't predict what's going to happen. And we spend so much time in anger and stress, in judgment, in like frustration around things we don't like. And we're missing out on enjoying the moments we do have with these people. So like when this all clicked for me when I lost my brother, and it was like one night I was texting him, we were laughing, we were talking about my volleyball game, we were talking about what he was gonna do, and that night, and just everything was normal. And then the next morning I wake up and I'm finding out he passed away, and it's just like everything changed in that instant, right? And I would have done anything to have all of those moments back with him, even the moments where he was like picking on me or making like brotherly comments to me, or driving me crazy. I would have done anything to have every single one of those moments back. And I think right now, when we're maybe in close quarters and close proximity with family, and maybe you're starting to feel a little bit stressed or triggered, I hope you can remember to find gratitude for the fact that they're alive and that you have them right now, and that they're always just trying their best. So even if they're saying things that you don't like, it's not necessarily the intention. It's just like they're just trying to be the best person they can be more often than not. And all you can do is manage yourself and your emotions and what you can control in that situation. And if you can find gratitude and appreciation for them and the fact that you have them right now, you're going to enjoy all of your time that much more. So I think my biggest takeaway from all of these things is that it comes down to us always. And we have that choice in our own lives how we're going to respond. So you cannot control what's happening with the coronavirus. You cannot control what your parents say to you or your friends say to you. You can't control that you might not have a job right now, or you might be working from home, or you might have a lot of family in your environment right now and you're used to having some space. You can't control all of these things. But what can you control? You can control, I need to clear up this speaking right now. You can control if you're seeing the glass half full or half empty. You can control if you are still finding gratitude and love for what you do have in your situation versus focusing on all the things that you don't have or that you wish were different. You can control that you make the most of your time with every single one of your loved ones while you have it, because you can't control when it's suddenly going to be taken away from you. It's really about focusing in on the things that you have power over at this time, and that's yourself. That's your mindset. That's your own energy and perspective. So I highly, highly recommend using this time wisely. And another example of this is just that so how many people have said, oh, I just wish I had more time. Oh, I really wanted to read this book or watch this movie or learn this language or learn a new instrument, or I really wanted to do this thing, but I don't have the time. I'm so busy right now. We've all used that excuse. We've all said that. Well, now you have the time. The universe is literally presenting all of us with this open table. It's like, here you go. Here's your time. Take care of yourself. How many people have gone, oh, I'm just so tired, but I feel like I don't even have the time to sleep or rest or relax. I have to keep going. We are literally being presented with the opportunity to take care of ourselves, to create time for the things that matter to us. And now still, because so many people are unaware and not using it to the best of their abilities, still people are not taking advantage of this time. So look at your environment, look at your situation right now. What can you do to make the most of it? What can you do to see the glass half full and act from this space? You can learn a new language. You can set aside an hour each day to read a book. You can do yoga or work out from home, or just go for a walk each day. You can sit outside in your backyard. There's so many things you can do. You can call family members or call people who you haven't talked to in a long time. And you can find laughter and appreciation for the loved ones that you do have in this very moment. Because if anything, if I believe anything right now about what this is doing or what this is supposed to do, it's supposed to help us prioritize and reconnect to what actually matters in life. We've all been presented with this fear, this unknown, and this situation that can create a lot of panic about what's going to happen next, and what's going to happen to the economy, and what's going to happen to my job, and how long am I going to be in this quarantine, right? There's all those questions, but why not just take a step back and appreciate all the things that you have right now still. Appreciate that there is a bigger plan. There is a higher power here. We are going to get through this, and we're going to get through this, I hope and I believe, in a much more positive way and a totally new mindset and way of living and seeing the world that's going to allow us to live better lives after, instead of staying so focused on all the negatives, all the hustle, all the things we think we have to do and cram in and running that rat race. This is presenting us with the opportunity to really just become grateful for every single thing we do have and appreciate what really matters, which is the fact that we're breathing right now. It's the fact that we have family members and friends who we love and they're breathing right now. So let's find some gratitude. If you need extra help with this, please feel free to watch my free mindset training down below, because it will help you so much to create some shifts for your mindset right now. If you feel like you're being stuck in this place and in your environment and you want to take some control and take some power back over your own life, that training is going to help you do that so much, hands down. Definitely check that out. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to share it and to subscribe. I'd love to have more people see this message and realize that it's so important to take control over ourselves, make the best of every situation, and not only for yourself, but for everyone you're spending your time with too. If you have any thoughts, please comment it down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will see you on the next video. Sending lots of love to you and all your family and friends.